I'm Sam.
I'm Christie.
And we are Desert Destinations.
And we are on Tonto National Forest today in Payson, Arizona.
And this is the natural bridge we're going to. There's several trails that lead to it. We're on one of the more rugged trails, I think, right now.
The Going Trail.
The Going Trail. There's like 4 that leads to it. There's one that's shut down today. We found
the waterfall trail.
The steps were unsafe, so they shut it down, which is good. But we're going to show some scenery on each trail as we go down. Obviously, when we get to the bridge, we'll show you some good scenery of that as well. But this is a beautiful area. You can look behind us right here, all the red rock formations and how high the mountains are here. So it's really pretty. It's really pretty. Payson is a beautiful area. First time me and Christie either one's been here, so it's really something to see. Just to drive up alone was really pretty to see it. But you see all the rocks in front of us here. How pretty they are, and that's what most of the rocks are. Is that color all around the mountains in the area. But we're going to take some footage as we go down, and we'll give you some history and the dimensions of the bridge once we get there to it. So we'll see you guys at the bottom, and hopefully we don't need oxygen when we get there. Oh, I'm sorry, that's on the way back up. All right, we'll see you guys at the bottom. Good morning. Good morning. Good luck. That's just wrong right there.
You want to come over there?
Look how beautiful this is, guys. This is right at the foot of the cave or the tunnel.
This is the bridge. The bridge,
yeah. I'll get it right in a minute. Look how pretty that water is. Man, I bet there's some big old. Oh, I see a cat. No, that's a rainbow. That's a rainbow trout. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. That's a rainbow trout.
See, you can come over here and just put your little right there.
See, oh, this is so pretty back in here. And there's some nice fish in that water right there. But you can't fish down here. That's just wrong. But anyway, here's the bottom of the bridge. We're going to climb these stairs, go to the top, get a view of this view up there. But man, what a gorgeous view this is. All right, we'll see you at the top of the stairs. Here's a view above the bridge where me and Chris sitting on top of the bridge looking down at where we were just at. And it's so pretty through there. And you feel the temperature's really dropped down here too. It feels good down here. All right. On this side, guys, this is the actual tunnel.
This is the actual arc.
Arc right here.
Largest natural Tabertown bridge in the world.
Stay right there.
Stands over 400 feet long tunnel that measures 150 feet at its widest point. It reaches a height of 183.
I think you can stand under that.
Feet.
And she just smacked me.
The bridge was formed by calcium carbonate deposited by mineral springs over thousands of years. What's really funny is Gold Prospector.
Yeah, he was
a Scotsman. In 1977, he hid from the Apache in these caves, so therefore he found.
So he's the one who got the credit for discovering it?
Of course.
Okay. He's running from the Apache.
Of course.
What was his name again?
David Gowen.
Okay. In 1877?
Mm-hmm. Okay. And there's several things to these arcs. There are 2 springs that discharge into the valley, and this is the only location where both pine trees and cacti grow next to each other.
In the whole world?
No, they haven't found anywhere else.
Oh, that's interesting. You see right in front of us, there's a prickly pear cactus right there. And then up the hill here, there's a pine tree. It's really
the elevation is 4,600 feet above sea level. 1,000 and 1,500 CE. And what's funny is the creek. If you come over here, the creek drops 200 feet along its course through the park, creating a series of small waterfalls and pools. Its springs produce 300 gallons of water per minute, maintaining the creek flows even during the seasons of drought. And then the endangered leopard frog has been sighted in the area. And Geologists estimate that the bridge is also around 5,000 to 10,000 years old. Back when, you know, mammoths were roaming the nearby Mogollon Rim. Isn't that pretty?
Very pretty.
Here, we need to go.
We're gonna walk up next to the bridge.
Morning.
Good morning.
What was the thing that said back in the time of Prohibition, the bootleggers used this.
Oh yeah, bootleggers used it. So Virginia, not the only ones used to like make alcohol. Arizona did too.
Apparently.
So we had some desert ridge runners out here.
Apparently. Yeah, you can see the caves coming up right here. All the
How tall
holes in
it
the
is.
caves.
180 feet.
No, 250 feet.
Excuse me.
180. Oh, we come down in there.
That's something. See how tall that thing is, guys. It's huge. There's actually children right inside of it. That is amazing. Just give you a scale of how tall this thing is. Just scan it.
This is like the longest.
That's how tall this thing is, guys. It's huge. I thought Natural Bridge Virginia was something special, but this is a lot bigger.
This is the only one in the state of carbonate?
No, it's really, man, the temperature change is incredible down here.
Yeah, it's carbonate. Yeah, calcium carbonate. This is why it's a Teratime Bridge. It's the only Teratime bridge.
You wonder why this is not one of the wonders of the world.
Because it's still the largest Teratime bridge in the world right now. But like Natural Bridge is out of limestone. This is not limestone. That's the difference between the two. Shall we?
Well, we're going to try to walk out here. There's a path that goes right underneath the bridge, so we're going to try to get out here without
And
beating
Mom, don't have a heart attack. Don't have a heart attack, Mom. We'll be okay.
Yeah, big shout out to Mom and Elaine, who's watching, our adopted sister. Appreciate you guys' support and watching the channel, so we really do appreciate that. But we're going to walk across here and see if we don't get wet. So we'll see you guys when we get inside there, and we'll take some shots from in there. Just, yeah, the path looks really sketchy. I'm scared for Christie's safety along with mine, but you know, with her having short legs, having to reach across.
Hey!
But this is as far as we're going to go inside of it, guys. You get a good idea of the size of it. It is so pretty down here. But that path just does not look safe to travel. So now, back when I was a sprig in Virginia, I might be able to cross that real easy, but I'm an old man now. So.
Well, it's not that. It's down here. If you look down here at the rocks,
yeah, they look.
Some of them are steeper than others, and these are slick.
Yeah, really
where
slick.
with
People are walking on it.
We're walking with water.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to try to get back out of here, climb back up the way we just came. Christie's got 911 on speed dial.
Do I?
You got plenty of water.
I didn't bring my phone.
Did you bring the oxygen with you?
What?
Did you bring the oxygen tank?
I didn't know you needed one.
Oh, yeah. All right. So if I survive the climb back, we'll see you guys at the top. See when the natural springs come out. This is the top of the tunnel right there. I guess that's a natural spring right there. You can see the water dripping, and it produces 300 gallons of water a minute. That's crazy. But you see, that's where we came from, all the way down there. We did make it back to the top. I didn't have a cardiac arrest. No thanks to Christie. I asked her to carry me up. She wouldn't do it. What kind of a wife is this?
You'll live.
I did live.
Okay.
You didn't bring the oxygen or nothing?
You know, you didn't request it.
Well, you should know.
Oh, it's bizarre.
Okay. But anyway, guys, we made it back to the top. No injury, everything intact. Heart still ticking. But this is where we came from. You guys can see, I'm going to stick the camera over a little bit. Came from right over there.
We walked all the way up.
Oh, all the way up that trail. If you see it across, we walked all the way up the trail right there. And it was steep. And it hurt.
Which is not that bad.
Not made for an old man.
Do not be a baby.
But this is the top. We're going to get some. Let's walk down a little bit further. We'll get some better footage of the tunnel. This is a good view from the top of the, somewhat view of the top of the tunnel. Or the bridge, I guess you should say. Man, what a spectacular view that is. That's a deep hollow right there. You guys can see across, you see these people walking down. That's where we came up from just now. So yeah, that was a steep climb. But man, it's well worth it. It is so pretty up here. Payson is really a pretty town. But let's get a good view. Here's a good view of the tunnel, guys, of the bridge. I keep calling it a tunnel, it's a bridge. Anyway, that is something else. Really pretty. God had a good day and he created this. No doubt about it. Accident over here? What kind of accident was this, Christie? What was it?
It does not look like it's...
Yeah, they got it barricaded off. Do you read up that there's an accident here?
I don't know if there's an accident or not, but apparently at one point in time this was a trailhead. Not anymore.
Well, it's not anymore. They don't look too safe to go down anymore. See that fence right there? That gate? I don't know if you guys can see that gate or not. You know what that reminds me of? A gate to a cemetery.
Look at those rocks.
Yeah, look up here, guys. It's so pretty up here. The pine trees and the rocks and the cactuses in this area is really something else. It's really pretty. Let's go back here and get another vantage point of the, I'm going to call it a bridge. It's not a tunnel, it's a bridge. I don't know why I keep trying to say it.
It's an arc.
It's an arc, okay.
Tonto National Bridge.
Okay, it's a bridge.
But it's an arc. It's a little arc thing.
Oh, we're going to have an argument here in a minute.
Long drive on.
There's another shot of the bridge, the arch.
This is the inside where you wouldn't let me walk.
Well, it doesn't look safe in there.
You're a baby.
I mean, you can swim, I can't, but still, that rock just looks slick. Wet rocks, in fact, don't mix.
Okay, good to know.
Hey, gorgeous. All right, guys. Just a panoramic view of the area right here. This is how pretty it is. And we got a couple more viewpoints we're going to go look at and get the different angles of the bridge. So we'll see you guys over there. We are at our second destination right now. We're at a place called Shoofly Village Ruins. It's up here in Payson. Tonto National Forest up in Payson. So we just got back from the Tonto Natural Bridge. I got it. Yes. Who says you can't take an old new trick? Anyway, so we're here now. Christie's got some history on this place. It's ruins of what tribe was it who had inhabited the area?
Salado, okay. And Hookahman.
Okay. And it's supposed to be
it's from like 1000 to like 1250 AD.
Okay. And
there's like I can't remember what they said. I think it was like 38 or 80 to 90 rooms.
Okay.
And then they have this construction wall that's like 3 feet tall that was built like last.
And they said no houses are outside of the wall, so they use that wall for protection. But I'm always curious, what's 3 feet of a wall going to protect you from?
Well, I told you, they're doing bows and arrows. I mean, know. Their height was like 5'5",
still,
5'6".
3 feet. I want something 6 or 7 feet.
But I mean, mostly they're like 5'5", 5'6". Yeah. You know, around that age. So I mean, it covers most of them, and then they just do the bows and arrows. That's why. But we're going to look around, see what ruins we can find, and
yeah, we'll see if we
can
come
along with the road for the ride.
It's part of the wall that once protected the village. This is the wall. 3-foot wall.
And you can tell this was built like last because you can see the dark right here, the basalt right there. And this isn't as strong of a sandstone as like right here, where some of the other
You
rocks
see it goes
are.
all the way around the village.
Yep.
And it says what?
These are just for protection.
80 acres within the village walls.
It's 4 acres.
4 acres. I don't worry about
within it, and then it's like 80 plus rooms and plazas and stuff like that. These are the ruins of it. It was actually discovered in 1930, I think it was, and then they didn't even excavate it to 1984. So these are like the ruins of it. This was the 3-foot wall. This is what protected the whole village, and nothing was outside of this village.
Yeah, everything, all the dwellers was inside the wall, right?
Yep, everything. Everybody lived inside the wall.
You see up here in
So I
front
guess
of us.
if you came out, then you would come out for water or something like that.
Yeah, probably trade.
That means like all of this right here is farmland.
Yeah, probably
All this
farmland.
right here would be farmland.
Yeah. And we're walking up to, it looks like one of the rooms up here within the wall. See how it's really pretty up here.
It is. It's awful dry.
It's dry, but you see all the greenery
See,
still.
like, ruins over
Yeah, there's
there.
ruins over there, which is probably might be part of the wall over there too.
I'm not sure. Well, that might be where they cooked.
Could be.
Maybe. Because it looks like it has like a thing there, like the wood that would start a fire.
I'm sure that wood
In
was
this little
there.
area, so that might be where they cooked. So let's go up here first and see what this is.
Here's one of the ruins right here. Looks like one of their huts.
Oh, here we go. This is the construction. Wood, adobe, stone. Red sandstone was used in the central room block. Black basalt was often used for the village wall and other rooms. Stones had to be gathered and carried in. They had to be dug out with wooden tools and carried back in baskets.
Imagine that was a lot of work. Look at every stone had to be carried here. That is crazy.
Yeah, water to mix. The mortar had to be carried back in pots from distant springs. All this work was done by hand.
That is crazy.
So this right here is just like
It's one of their dwellings, I'm sure.
one room.
Yeah, one room. And you can see over here at the top, there's more up here. There used to be rooms, I'm sure. But just imagine to have to carry every one of these rocks in by hand, bring the water in for the mortar, and it took a lot of time to build this. Because I'm sure water just wasn't around the corner.
It's just barely just got that road down, but with all the rocks.
Yeah, you really can't make any shape out of it, but
All this right here, this was probably stacked upon each other.
I'm sure it was.
I mean, you can see right here, these were all, this is probably like a huge, you know, all the rooms side by side by side by side.
Well, they said it was 80 rooms, right? Up here? 80 plus rooms?
Anywhere from 80 to 90. So all this right here is rooms. So imagine.
They had to be little people. I couldn't live in that.
You stay outside.
Yeah, here's a good. You see how the room is shaped right here, guys, with that square foundation.
This block you are standing on contains 27 square and rectangle-shaped rooms.
Yeah, there's two of them. There's
From
one at the
Arizona
bottom.
State University, working here in the 1980s. Discovered fire hearths, which is what's in the middle right there.
Okay.
It's a fire hearth. Grinding stones, storage jars, indicating that the rooms were both used for living and for storage.
Okay. So you see two clear rooms right here, both squares. That's probably the biggest indication of rooms we've seen yet, as far as the actual structures go. But man, what incredible.
Tools were left behind, plant remains, and animal bones can tell much about what the residents ate, how they prepared their
It
food.
looks like they used the same thing that they did, chutes and ladders to get in and out of their dwellings right there. They used ladders in there too.
Well, you had to, like, if you look over here, they had to have been, this is where it's collapsed, and you can see some of the wall right here,
Yeah.
where it is on the back end. But just imagine, you had to do this, like, up to have that many people.
Yeah.
So you have 80 plus, whatever, on, like, this side and this side.
So they had, like they did over in Tuesday Goot, did they build on top of each other
built
probably?
on top.
Yeah.
But I mean, now this is ruins of it. This isn't like spectacular, but these are like ruins of it.
So they use shoots and ladders here too, you guys.
They did.
And I'm telling you, that's where the board game came from. That's where the board game came from. I'm silly. I'm sorry. Okay, moving on.
That's what the board game. Maybe.
Shoots and ladders, man.
But you can see here, I mean, just all these trails and stuff off of it, you can tell.
It just amazes me the amount of work it took to build this. Have to carry these rocks in by hand, the mortar, the mud, the water to build
But I
it.
mean, look at all these rocks over there.
Yeah,
I
it's
guarantee you there were
amazing.
settlements too. That
I'm
they
sure
had
all this was
there.
rooms.
All these are rooms. And then parts where they didn't have rooms, like over here. This would
This is
be,
probably for
this would
farmland.
be used for farming. Like
Yeah.
this vacant land right here.
Or
this
for
would be
maybe even their livestock if they had livestock too. I don't know.
livestock. But you can see like the
Yeah, right here's a good
see
size
in
room.
here see the circle, like the square circle and stuff.
That's probably a room right there.
But I think this is the plaza. This is just like the huge plaza, like the whole village.
It's a pretty good size area. 4 acres is what it was.
4 acres,
Oh, where I got 80 from.
80 plus rooms.
80, that's where 80 came from. Okay, I'm not crazy. All right, let's see what's over here.
But I mean, a plaza. This is basically their plaza. This is their whole city. Turn around and look. All this right here, where you see all these stones over here, over there. All this. Imagine this is grown up into a plaza. Because that's what this is. This is a plaza. Now it's left in ruins, but it's like it was a plaza at one point in time.
I bet they didn't have no Walmarts out there.
I would say no.
Yeah.
If they had home delivery, you know.
It shows about different things they grew. Hunted rabbits, bears, deer. They planted corn, mesquite berries. Had a vast crop. Squash, pumpkins,
Year-round
corn.
hunting.
They had squirrel. They look.
Yucca.
They did some squirrel hunting up here.
Yucca,
Yucca.
Jupiter, year-round wild plant gathering.
Yeah, antelope. They had
Berries,
antelope.
mesquite,
Yep.
deer,
Yeah.
bear.
Yeah.
And if
Probably
you-
up here is probably brown bear, I'd imagine. I think it's what they are in this area.
But I mean, if you look over here in the distance, you see the very top right there is the Mongolian Rim.
Okay.
So you're seeing at the top of the
Yeah.
mountain, that is the Mongolian Rim. So people live below that Mongolian Rim. But and on top of it too, they went and passed through and campsite out there and had tents when they're hunters and gatherers.
They wouldn't be tents. They'd be
Well,
probably teepees. Yeah, they don't have the.
teepees.
They'd have cold one back then.
Tents, they call them teepees. Okay, but that's the Mongolian Rim over there. So
You can see how big this area was.
yeah.
We just brought how many people it took. Well, they said how many people lived here. 250 at any given time.
250.
And how many of those were actually workers that actually built this?
All of them.
I guess they had to. I mean, just between carrying the rock and the water to make the mortar, man, that'd take forever. And you can see this. There's a good indication of the size of the rooms were.
But you know that and then you have this around it. I wonder. Let me see what this sign says. Yeah, you can
You
even
see it.
see and all the
And you
red
know, one thing's amazing to me too. Look how square those rooms are.
There they are. Look at this.
Look how, I just want to show this real quick. I mean, just for not having the modern equipment, look how square the rooms are. My dad would be proud.
Yeah, they built different types of rooms. Most of the rooms within a village are close together and share a walled yard. So this is the yard.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like where they stayed. This is the yard.
Yeah.
And then
So there's probably walls inside the walls then.
yeah, and here the oval room behind you is located within the same walled area as 2 square rooms,
Okay.
creating a room suite.
Room
So
suite.
that right there is a room suite,
Okay.
and this right here is just a regular room.
Okay. So to
So
be
this is a room. This right here is just a room.
so there was walls inside the walls.
Okay, so like
That was a
here's
room.
one room. Here's one room. This right here is the courtyard.
Oh, this is a room right here.
Yeah,
That's
room
the
right
yard.
here. Room right
Okay.
here. This is the courtyard.
Okay.
And
Some of these are
this is
very-
a suite, and then this right here is a suite. It's a little bit bigger.
But you can see the size of these rooms. I mean, it wasn't real big, but just look at the
Firehouse cooking.
how square they are. really smart
Here's
people.
a picture of it.
Okay, so there's a picture of what we're looking at right here. This right here is right here. This right here is over here. And right behind us is the
And this is
oval.
The oval right here is the courtyard.
And here's the oval that was standing.
And this is a suite.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool. See, the pictures do wonderful things.
Don't they?
You don't know, look at the pictures. And we don't know.
Look how small this is.
It's small, but I mean
I don't want to get into it because, you know, but I mean, if you think about it, really, they cooked in here. They stored
slept
food in
and
here.
everything in there.
They had a fire in here.
And probably had a pretty good sized family too, I'd imagine.
So they spent a lot of their time, you know, out farming, building.
Yeah, carrying rocks and mortar.
And water.
But yeah, the climate is really nice up here too. I mean, it's obviously probably 20 degrees cooler than it is up down in Phoenix, but it is a really neat place. And they actually found this in the 1930s when they found this.
This one was first discovered, but they did not excavate until 1984.
1984. And this is now a National Historic Archive, right?
Yeah, it's on the registration list. It was on that sign.
Okay.
That was out there.
And as you see, not many people come out here to see this. It's not real popular in this area. Christie stumbled across it. I'm like, yeah, we need to go look at that. 'Cause we both like drawings like this. It's amazing.
Back there too, where they have more houses.
Yep.
Right there. So house, courtyard.
Yep, in between the houses and courtyards and probably places to plant crops and stuff. There's another.
Oh, well, here's a perfect example.
Yeah. Courtyard right here. House. Yep. And courtyard in between it.
And then here's a house, there's a house, here's a courtyard.
Here's a picture of what the dwellings would have looked like. This is the first house. As you can see, when they're actually made out of sticks, mortar. They probably put mortar over the top of it. Had probably grass.
The square room blocks of the village will date to a significantly later time period. The doorways of the oval rooms face to the east and open into a large plaza, which was used for a variety of communal activities. The foundations of the wall were red sandstone, while the upper walls and roof were built of wood and adobe. The rooms contain fire hearths, evidence of food preparation and storage. Some of them showed evidence of remodeling, suggesting that they were used for an extended period of time. So it looks like a wigwam.
So it made like a dome.
It looks like a dome wigwam. You know those wigwams that are like this?
Yeah.
They put like the mud brick on.
Yeah, but what you're doing here, they're putting sticks in it and grass for the foundation, then for the support, then they're putting mud over top of it. So there's more mortar they use they actually make their houses waterproof and weatherproof.
But what I think is really interesting is that it says that they had the door was to the east, not the west.
There's a reason for that.
So the east is the morning sun, the west is the setting sun.
Yes.
So.
Okay, that's interesting. All right, moving right along. Hope you guys are enjoying this. I know it's a lot to take in, but you know, first time we've been here, and it's pretty. I mean, we just love stuff like this. You know, this talks about how smart the indigenous people were, how intelligent they were, and what great craftsmen they were,
and how they actually built stuff.
Yes, it's really interesting. There's another room right there. But I would love to see what a actual piece of the 3-foot wall looked like. That would be cool.
This way, right?
Yeah, we can go back. Yeah, we can take it right.
This is kind of like maybe farming?
Farming, yeah, probably
Maybe.
was.
We'll see.
Yeah, my battery's getting low. Give you an idea. Another dwelling right here. Just the size. It wasn't very big, but I mean, I guess it didn't have to be huge. But you see the size of the rooms itself. We're probably looking at 8 by 8.
I would say 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you have stuff over here for cooking and storage.
Yeah.
So maybe 4's room.
Probably.
Maybe 5 if it's a baby.
Yeah. It's just not real big.
But that would be.
But when you're building stuff by stone, you can't be too big because.
You know, I'd love to see how. I would love to know how they built like beds.
Probably.
I mean, did they weave it, or is this something?
Possibly weave it with grass.
Or did they use like the stones underneath and then put some sort of like padding on top? That'd be interesting, but I don't know.
Yeah, you can see all these rocks are carried in here by hand. That's amazing. Just think about the number of rocks that they carried in here to build this. Not including the huts and the houses, but the wall itself. Thousands of rocks. Hundreds of thousands of rocks.
And think about how many people. You had 250 people in this small area. This 4 acres, and then they didn't go outside. I mean, they went for like water and food, but they all lived behind this wall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they used it for protection, which is pretty cool. All right, guys.
So they were in a small area.
Yeah, small area, 4 acres. So it's pretty cool.
I guess if you keep going back that way, it's probably more than.
But you notice they said that there's no houses outside the wall, which makes sense because you want to be behind the wall for
protection. But
protection.
if they did the wall all the way across, which they did.
But notice out here, there's no houses, no huts outside that wall.
I think this is farming area.
Probably was.
This is where they planted their crops, and this is where they had their,
Well, I'm sure they utilized the area for something.
Cooking.
They probably cooked inside the
ceremonies.
They probably cooked everything inside the wall.
They did. But this would be like ceremonial.
There's a flowering cactus over there. Let's go take a look at that real quick.
Can we?
I'm going to.
Okay.
Let's watch out for rattlers. Yeah, this ain't a good idea, guys. Stay on a speeding track.
I'm like, you can just take a trail.
But look at this. It's a prickly pear. It's blooming right now. It's so pretty. Take a look at this. It's got a prickly pear flowers. Those things are gorgeous.
Are those the actual flowers?
Those are actual flowers.
Are you sure it's prickly pear?
Yeah, prickly pear.
I didn't know that they
Sure is.
That
is beautiful.
Have flowers.
I would recommend going off the beaten path there, guys. I mean, these little things they call rattlesnakes out here, you got to be careful for. I just wanted y'all to see that flower. That I haven't seen one close up yet either, and I want to see that myself. But what a gorgeous area.
So it goes. Is it all the way down?
I mean,
Or is this like?
we hope you enjoyed that video. I mean, it's really something to see out here. The ingenuity of the people who built this. But that's gonna do it for this video. Again, guys, we thank you guys for watching our videos. Really appreciate all the support, all the support and the likes, subscriptions. We really do appreciate all that. If you do like it, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the notification bell. When we post a video, you'll see it pop up. Just had a great day. I always love spending time with my buddy Christie. We have a good time together. We fight a lot, but it's all fun. All right, Christie, what you got to say for today?
Keep exploring.
There you go. Thanks, guys. See you on the next one.